Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is awesome!
Hello and welcome once again to Cheap Shot Entertainment. This is another quick shot review for the channel of the movies we go and see on a regular basis at the Odeon cinemas. This time we went to go and see The Personal History of David Copperfield, based on the book by Charles, I think it's Charles Dickens, isn't it? I'm not sure. Probably should have checked that, actually. Bear with me. And so I can confirm that I was absolutely correct in saying that it was a David Copperfield book, and this film was based on that story. It's the personal history of David Copperfield. It's the story of a young boy who turns into a young man, and we go and we live his life with him. And I've got to say, this film has all the charm in the world and all the good intention in the world. But I have to also say that it's probably one of the most annoying screenings of a film that I've ever seen going to a cinema. When I got in there, I had to move someone out of my seat because they were sat in it, and then they passed a comment saying, does it matter? And yes, it does, because if you're like me and you pre-book your tickets, you book the tickets for a reason, because the seats are good. So if someone's sat in your seat, do not be afraid to move them out of the way, because they have been assigned a seat and they should go and damn well sit in it. Rant over. Let's talk about the film now. Yeah, possibly the most annoying screening that I've seen at the Odeon cinemas, simply because at some points the film is genuinely quite funny, but the audience were laughing out loud funny. Now, I know that everyone finds different things funny, but I honestly did not think that this was laugh out loud funny, and it was obnoxiously loud. It wasn't even like a loud chuckle, it was a bellow. And I can't stand cinema goers that think that they're sat at home, because they're not. Laugh all you like at home, have a little chuckle to yourself, but you're still in the damn cinema. Have some respect for the people around you. But yes, it wasn't it wasn't as laugh out loud funny as people were making it out to be. Had loads of charm, some really good actors, and it was carried very well by the main protagonist, Dev Patel, who played David Copperfield, the older version. He was absolutely brilliant in this film, and carried it all the way through. I mean, as you would expect, because it is the story of his life. It was in every single scene, pretty much. But the film was directed by Armando Iannucci, and the screenplay was written by Simon Blackwell, and we follow David Copperfield through his life as a rich child who his mum marries his stepfather, who owns a bottling factory in London. He gets shipped off to London because he's not learning, although he's obviously a very intelligent young lad. He gets shipped off to the bottle factory, and eventually ends up sharing a house with lots of different characters, and we go all the way through, and he goes through his life, through his education, back to poverty. So it starts out as being rich, goes to poverty, back to being rich, goes to poverty, and it's just like a big wavy line, and it's just like riding a roller coaster. And I thought it was done very, very well, but it's very middle of the road for me. I really enjoyed it. It's not something that I'm going to go out and buy on Blu-ray anytime soon, because it's not my style of film. I think if they were going to commit to the comedy elements, they should have committed fully to those comedy elements. But that being said, the cast was absolutely fantastic. Yuraj Vasani played the young David Copperfield as well, oozed class in that role and really played it very, very well. Peter Capaldi, who I believe was an ex Doctor Who, played Mr. Micawber, who is the owner, well, not even the owner of the house that he lodges with while he's down in London, and we see him scattered throughout the film, going through ups and downs. Hugh Laurie, it's good to see him back on the big screen, playing Mr. Dick, and very much plays the character like the Prince from Blackadder in this one, and it's really good to see him on screen, and he absolutely kills that role. Paul Whitehouse is in the film playing Mr. Peggotty, and again absolutely dominates that role. Really funny. Don't see him very much, but he's definitely a good element to the film, and overall the film is very watchable. I'd suggest you go and watch this if you've got any interest in Charles Dickens novels and the sort of Victorian era. It's quite interesting, and it's quite a funny take on things that used to go off in that era. So yeah, I think this is very middle of the road. I'm going to give this film a daisy out of a dodo, and if you've seen the film already, you know that rating and what it means, and I'm guessing it would be in the book as well. I haven't read the book, hands up, I haven't read the Charles Dickens novel, David Copperfield, although after this film I'm very interested in trying to get a copy and reading it actually, because I'm guessing the film didn't pick up on a lot of the elements that the book would have, and the book would obviously be a lot funnier. So there you go, that's my review, that's my thoughts on it. Go and see this film. It's not the worst film we've seen this year by a long shot. I really enjoyed it. Josh was middling, but I quite enjoyed it. So I'd suggest you go and watch it and make up your own mind, and then let us know in the comment section down below what you think of the film, or you can go over to Twitter, Instagram or Facebook to let us know your thoughts on the film as well. That's Cheap Shot Entertainment. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, and go over to stores.close-to-order/cheap_shot_nation to pick up your merchandise from the store and support us financially, as well as wearing some cool t-shirts. And with that, this is your quick shot review of the personal history of David Copperfield. I've been your host, Luke. You are the Cheap Shot Nation. We'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.
Hiya.